Next he said, this is definitely not the best video to post currently because I have two friends who asked me if I want to paint stuff for their apartments. So they're gonna see this and be like, maybe not. What's up YouTube? So today I'm gonna be following a Bob Ross painting tutorial, except I'm gonna paint it on this old record that I found. I don't know how to look because all of his paintings are pretty much done on white background. This is a black background, so I have no idea what this is gonna look like, but we'll see. I think it'll be fun. I have all my paints and stuff in front of me and my paintbrushes. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I'm gonna follow an episode that I found on YouTube called Grey Mountain. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I have my computer here, which is where I'll be looking while I watch the tutorial. And I have the record here, and I'll try and like paint up here so you can see it. Okay, I also don't have half of the colors that he's saying that we need, so I'm substituting them with what I think is close enough. We're already off to a great start. The first color, I don't have the specific one, so I'm using a different one.
So let's start out with the old 2-inch brush, a little tiny one. Take a little bit of the Indian yellow, just a very small amount on the 2-inch brush. Load a little color on the brush. Let's go right up here. Maybe we'll have a beautiful little sky that's just full of warm colors that...
This is not a warm colored yellow, but I'm gonna start here and then. So as you can see, it's already going interesting because it's on black.
As I say, sort of makes you feel good when you look at it. So you're making little X's.
We're off to a great start. I definitely have a bigger brush than this and I can't find it. So yeah, next he said to do a line down here for the water. Okay, so the water reflection is now brighter than the sky, which is not what's supposed to happen. So I'm gonna go back over this line. I'm realizing this is not the best angle to film at, but it took me so long to set up the tripod that I really don't want to redo it. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Still making our little crisscross strokes, our little X's. And just like that, we'll lay in a little bit of the yellow ochre.
Without changing the brush or anything, I'm going to yellow ochre, which I do have, actually, so that's nice. And to just go over top of it. Okay, so this is what I have so far. This yellow is looking really interesting because it's like neon. What I'm realizing is that vinyl is a very interesting like canvas because it has its grooves and then the paint slips in between. Like, it looks cool. It's just definitely not gonna look like his canvas. Now he said it's time to get crazy, so I'm very excited for this.
And right up here, making our little X's, little crisscross strokes.
Okay, so now red at the top. That's pretty simple. It's not the exact red that he said, but he said bright. This is pretty bright. I know that this red is very like opaque. Is that the right word? Well, they definitely look like harsh lines. They're not blended whatsoever. So I'm probably gonna go back through it. Okay, this looks like a rainbow. Okay, and then I added it down there as well. This is looking really rough. Hopefully it'll look better.
We'll take a little bit of the phthalo blue and alizarin crimson, mix them together right on the brush. And let's go right up in here. And with that...
Okay, so now he says to take blue and crimson and then put it in the corners. I don't have corners because this is a sphere. This is not a sphere, this is a circle.
Color, sort of a lavender color. We'll just fill in the top of the sky.
Anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. You can sort of see how there's a darker color at the top.
Maybe, I'll tell you what, look here. Add a little bit more color to my brush. Maybe in our world there lives, yep, you're right, just a happy little cloud up here. We can...
Okay, so we're going into the indication of a little cloud. That's gonna be interesting. Can you see it? No. Can I see it? Yes. Okay, after the clouds, he says to just kind of fill in the bottom. You can't really see it because it's a dark color on black. So I'm gonna try and add more red. No, I probably should have painted this white. before I started.
There's a screen down here in the bottom of the bucket that I scrubbed the brush against, and we'll shake it off and just beat the dust.
So he says to clean your brush and then go over and blend. Oh my god, wait, if you hold it, that looks kind of cool. But he says to go over and blend it. I don't see it blending, but okay, so now we're gonna start on a mountain. I'm scared for this. But the colors he said to use were black, blue, crimson, and brown. I substituted whatever I didn't have. I didn't say the proper colors, but you get what I mean. Okay, so for the mountain, he's using kind of this like knife paint scraper thing. I don't have one of those, so I'm gonna use a card. Basically what I do for this is because you can't really drag it along the paint, I kind of take a brush and then paint the back of it and then go with it. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, so I kind of made one of the spikes, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna do this with a brush and might just work easier. Okay, so this is what I have so far for my mountains. I'm probably gonna make them a bit bigger. Okay, so I added a couple more mountains, and so this is what it looks like so far. I'm actually getting more on the okay side with it. Basically, he's saying to take a brush and move the paint to kind of, what's the word, blend it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Because this isn't canvas, it doesn't actually blend as well as you would like it to. So his turned out really blue and mine didn't at first, so I mixed in a lot more blue, and you can't really see it, but it's there, I promise. Hopefully at the end you can see it more. Okay, this is the end product so far. I'm actually pretty okay with this now.
Today, let's take titanium white. I'll reach up here and we'll get a little of the midnight black. I want a grayish color, so just black and white.
Okay, so for the mountain highlights, you basically take one side and then go like that. Again, he does it with an, not a brush. So we'll see how this one goes. So this is what it's looking like so far. That actually looks a lot better than I expected it to. I'm gonna do one of them up here. So what I do, because I don't have the exact tools that he does, I kind of just take a brush and slowly draw it out, and then once it gets to a point where I can kind of use the flat of the brush, I just flick it out. And then I'll trace it a little bit to get these exact details. Okay, so here's the end result of the highlights of the mountains. It's actually, like, it doesn't look like it is, but it's coming together, so I'll take it, you know? I added a bit more to make it brighter.
A little white. Oh, a little bit of the Prussian blue.
So next we're doing the shadows, and his is very blue, so currently mine is not blue. Okay, so basically what he does is for the shadow, you would bring it along the other side of where the highlight is, because that's how shadows work. Again, I'm doing this with a brush, not the same tools that he has. This is turned out a lot bluer than I expected, but his was really blue, so I tried to mimicate it, and then it went a bit too blue, but whatever. So I finished the shadows. This is what it's looking like. I think I might go back in with the highlights and do a little bit more of them, just because I feel like there's a very overpowerment of blue, so I'm just gonna do that and then show. Honestly, I never paint landscapes, and I think you can kind of tell, but
I like to have a lot of depth in my paintings, so we'll just put another little range of mountains right here. Just drop them in the same way.
So basically now he's saying to give a bit more perspective to add another range of mountains, which I think is a great idea. Okay, so I did the exact same thing for the other row of mountains, which is why I didn't really film it, but this is what it looks like now.
And the little foothills can be made just by doing something as simple as this, just tapping downward.
Okay, basically now you just make like little hills, I guess. This will be interesting. He kind of says to take green and yellow and just kind of dab along to make different lines. Basically, I added these, and then you're just supposed to put green and yellow kind of along them. So yeah, you can't really see it just because of the nature of the vinyl, but so next he says take white and the smallest bit of red and just kind of do a line across. His is kind of like, if I were to do it on mine, I would do it right here. So now we're gonna do the trees. This is the part I was scared of.
Maybe we'll just use a little fan brush. You could do this with a 1-inch brush, fan brush, whatever. Just use a little fan brush today. Load a lot of color into the bristles. And let's have in our world some happy little evergreen trees.
Okay, so here's the line I made for my tree. That's just the first one, but we're gonna start with that. And then, okay, I don't know how he does this, but mine's like not working. Okay, he also said you can do this with like a normal brush. It doesn't have to be a fan brush, which I think is what I'm gonna do just because I really can't figure this out. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of taking this brush and kind of just swinging outwards like that. Yeah, nothing too complicated. Alright, so there's my tree. It's definitely not as nice as his, but he adds a second one kind of beside it, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I've pretty much finished just like the trees and all of that. This white line in the middle, his is a lot softer, so I think I'm gonna try and fix that. Basically what I've done is I've kind of covered the white line a bit by adding more gray, and I'm gonna go back in with green and yellow to kind of outline a couple more things. I added a bit more green, and now it looks like this.
This brush, maybe we'll have some bushes down here at the base of these trees. Just sort of push upward with the brushing.
Okay, now basically what he does is he kind of adds more bushes at the bottom, which I think is definitely, I'm gonna do that. So he only adds the bushes in the corners, but I'm kind of adding them all over the bottom just because I feel like it looks better just because it's a circle and his canvas is square. You can't really see them. You can see the drying paint where I painted. But yeah, so I'm just kind of adding a bit of green over top of it, and it's mixing into the darkness, but it is definitely giving them a bit more light. So he's saying to do different like bushes in different colors. I'm not really gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna do one color and then maybe go in with another one. I don't know. He also says to do one bush at a time. However, I'm gonna do them all at once, which is exactly what he says not to do, but I'm gonna do them all at once with this like light green color that I just mixed, and then I'm gonna go back into it with another color like over top. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've brought this light green kind of on the bottom here, and then I'm going with a bit of yellow over top of it just to brighten up this painting. Okay, so I'm pretty much done, and by pretty much I mean I'm done. So this is the final product. This to this, which, you know, all things considered, it's actually, I'm pretty happy with it. So Bob Ross went on to do a bit more details and stuff like that, especially in the reflection and everything, because there's supposed to be water. I didn't really do all that just because I don't have that much space. Plus I was really happy with how it was looking, so I kind of just ended with it there. Anyway, so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched until the end, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to. Yeah, hope everyone's staying safe in the quarantine. It seems like things are looking up. However, please keep staying safe, wash your hands, all of that. And I'll see you in my next video.